What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So today we're going with the first Jade augment ever added to Warframe, Jade's Judgment. It's a very powerful augment that at first didn't really seem that good, but after some testing, we got a great setup for annihilating all Steel Path enemies that can basically be affected by this ability, including Demolish too, so let's hop right in. But before we do, make sure to sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, news videos, discussion videos, all that kind of stuff. You're in the right place for Warframe content. And yeah, that bugged out EDA from last night has already been patched out, but it was still really fun, like a 50-minute damage attenuation boss fight. But yeah, that should be patched out now, according to Rebecca. Alright, so let's go over Jade's Judgment today. So as you see in the background footage, we got some Jade Eximus lasers on our side now with this new augment. So if you throw out the first ability of Jade, which I believe is called Light's Judgment. Yep, Light's Judgment. It's going to have a laser able to be spawned on the enemies that are affected by Light's Judgment. Now, the spawn rate of the laser is really low, and also the damage of the lasers is not affected by power strength. But it does stack up really fast over time, allowing for an insanely powerful heat proc that will guarantee kill acolytes. So yeah, and then with some synergies here, we are permanently invisible, so it's basically have an invisible DPS build on Jade. So let's hop in the sim and see how this is going to work. It's not exactly the most meta thing, because it's really slow, but it is going to be a guaranteed kill. If you don't like damage attenuation either, this can take care of damage attenuation very nicely. So here we are on the sim. As far as the Augment mod, this is what the Augment mod does. Now, there's going to be a lot I'm going to tell you about here. So first off, it's called Jade's Judgment, and as far as things that on this augment that scale with stats, there's a lot. So first off, there's only a limit of 8 Jade lasers, okay? You can only have 8 Jade lasers on the field at a time. Additionally, it's a 5% chance to spawn a Jade laser per damage instance the enemy is taking from your ability. And also, they only last for 3 seconds at base, and the longer the laser's out, the more exponentially its laser will scale its damage. So with our build right now, we go from 5% chance to spawn a laser to 10%. This is before multi-augmented, so it's about 15% once multi-augmented stacked up. It's a 7-second laser duration. That's enough duration to kill literally anything in the game besides like the most damage attenuation enemies that are possible, like the bows. So we're going to go ahead and summon them in right now. We're going to get some super damage attenuation enemies, we're going to get some not super damage attenuation enemies, and we're going to get a Demolish too. So non-Eximus Dedescent, Eximus Dedescent, and then also Eximus Babao. So it should be able to take care of all of them. Actually, it will probably take 2 grenades to kill the Babao. So we're going to go ahead and cast the ability of Jade to give us more power strength. We're going to get our armor strip out. We're going to cast Roar. Let's get these light nades on the ground. Keeping in mind the Demolish can actually nullify them. So now we have the lasers down. There's the non-Eximus Dedescent. He's already being melted right now. And it looks like that the Demolish purge the laser. But yeah, see, the first enemy with damage attenuation is dead. The other ones are almost dead. You gotta be a little bit careful about that nullification laser. But yeah, multiple million damage, and all the damage attenuation enemies are dead from just my dog and my light grenades. So as you can see, it is a new option for Jade. And also, we were permanently invisible during that too. I didn't even mention that part. So let's talk about all the things on the build and what you can do. Those were damage attenuation. Let's throw in some actually before we show it, let's throw some non-damage attenuation enemies so you can see how it actually works. So yes, it can melt Demolish, it can melt attenuation guys. Let's get some like Exo Gok stats. This is gonna be more when it's gonna be like in actual missions. Just make sure you cast your buffs. Jade's power strength buff is gonna make you spawn more lasers, 13% now, and it's gonna be like 18-20% with everything stacked up. Roar does work on the lasers too. Oh, my dog is too OP. Okay, so here's the issue. So I'm trying to make you a good build loadout today. And I want to make sure that it's actually very effective. So my dog is going to be a little bit stronger than the Augment, as you can see. But the Augment is good backup for the dog too. So don't worry, we can take care of acolytes and all that with just a laser. But the dog does help a lot. Let's go ahead and have the dog not attacking stuff. We'll try to replicate all this stuff here in a second too. So the more realistic expectations here would be take this off and have your dog killing everything for you. It will still mark them with the mecha bonus, but yeah, let's have the lasers do their work now, and you'll see how much slower it is. So cast all your stuff, roar it up, and the dog will not attack these guys. So there you go. See, it scales, it ramps up really slow, but it ramps up really, really hard once it gets to that longer duration, because the lasers are going to double in damage every second. And we also got Archon Continuity to give them double heat proc. So 600k there, and I believe it had more duration in it, so that would have been scaled to like, multiple million damage heat proc afterwards. Not to mention they're also debuffed by the Jade Aura, or the Jade Light, and they're also going to be taking plenty of difference from the armor strip that we got on there too. So let's go over the build and all you can do here. And if you want to have the OP dog, we'll try to get the OP dog. Okay, so here's the build. I did a lot of work on this. And there's definitely some more room for tinkering available. Like, for example, you could throw on multi-augmented over energized if you were okay with that. But we've got negative efficiency, and it's kind of rough to do that. So, like I said earlier, the more duration you have, the longer the laser goes. It's about every 16% duration, you get 1 extra tick of damage from the laser. So we got a 7-second duration. Now, it should be able to melt pretty much anything. Additionally, 10% chance to spawn the laser. What the ability usually does, it does damage over time and a HP regen over time of percentage health. So very, very good ability, and you're going to be using it quite a bit. This will be your main damage skill. Next, Symphony of Mercy. This gives you power strength, damage, or shield regen. You will not need the shield regen at all. You will be using the 2 buffs of Power of 7 and Deathbringer because you'll be permanent invisible with the dog. The damage buff, Deathbringer can work on the dog, and also your dog can kill Voidthrax ghosts if you do it right. Maybe a video on that pretty soon, but as of right now, yeah, just mainly stay on the Power of 7 for more laser spawn chance and more roar damage. Open Them Eyes is your armor strip ability. Also, it's a little bit of heat proc damage, but mainly just there to remove enemy armor so they take more damage from those heat procs. And the final ability, Roar from Rhino, it's very good for DOTs, and it does work on the lasers, which is why I'm using it here. Yeah, if you wanted to use this without this build stuff, you could just use her ulti or whatever. Something more like this might be better, where you've got her ulti still, you've got Nourish on her 3, you got the Power of 7, you got Symphony of Mercy and Light's Judgment. So this is an alternate build using Arcane Hotshot, because this stacks Arcane Hotshot nicely. But I want to do something a little bit more unique today. So we have a ability damage focused build. Now, as far as the mods on here, Mecha Empowered and Mecha Pulse make our dog mark enemies every 15 seconds, and killing the enemy will make their status proc spread in a 30-meter radius through walls. So that means whenever our dog has marked an enemy and the laser kills them, it's a 30-meter AoE laser instead of just a single target laser. Oh, fun thing too, these lasers are actually like glued to enemies' foreheads. They can't actually dodge them. So, unlike us where we can actually jump out of the Jade Xmas laser, these enemies can't dodge it. So once you see a Jade Xmas laser above them, they're actually dead. So it's just a matter of time. That's the thing. It's pretty slow. Even like a butcher takes a while to die with this, but they're guaranteed to die, which is pretty cool. So as far as the rest of it, though, Summoner's Wrath, we're using a dog. It will be helping us sometimes if we buff the dog a lot. I don't think this works on the Jade Xmas lasers. It'd be funny if it did, but I couldn't tell if it actually works. I don't think it does. Yeah, Jay gets 2 aura mods, by the way. Prime Sure-Footed is great if you have it. As far as the power strength mods on here, we got Blind Rage for a bunch of power strength. We actually don't even have Intensify on here because there's not enough room. Like I said, duration's very important on this. So Continuity and Narrow-Minded are very good for that longer Jade Xmas aura, or Jade Xmas laser. If you could afford to take off the range, or take off the Narrow-Minded here, your range goes way up, and your radius of Light's Judgment is 14.1. With Narrow-Minded on here at rank 8, it's actually at 10.86, so you can alter that a little bit, but yeah, the longer your lasers last for, the more damage they can dish out. So I'd say getting some duration on here is very, very important for this type of build. Additionally, we've got Archon Stretch on here to give us a little bit of extra energy regen over here and there from our dog doing electric procs. And then for the final mods here, just overextended, giving us huge range. The more range you have on Jade's Judgment, or Light's Judgment, the more enemies you can affect with it, and the less you have to throw the grenade out. Just be careful about nullifiers, they will nullify that stuff. Multi-efficiency gives you more duration while your shields are active, giving us more laser damage. And also Energize, there's literally nothing on this build that's energy economy focused besides like Prime Flow and this. So I had to get some energy somewhere, so you could definitely try an Equilibrium Shard on Jade. I tried that. It didn't really feel like enough, but you could try that and put Multi-Augmented on there instead if you want to go even further with the power strength. So because of all those things are being affected by our dog, we have a Paris Prime stat stick right here with 600% status chance. Our perks are Deadly Pace, Ardent Trigger, and Elemental Balance. The reason we have this crazy weapon equipped is because this is going to increase the power of our dog, because the status chance and crit chance of this weapon will be tied to our dog's power. So everything crit chance, everything status chance. So status chance, crit chance, status chance. Like everything is status chance, everything is crit chance. Even the Exilus mod. This is the highest status chance weapon you can get in the non-Incarnon form. So really good stuff there. And this will make our dog extremely deadly. If we take a quick peek at our dog's stats, our dog has a 163% crit chance, an 11.2 multiplier, and 381% status chance, with all of it being slash electric, so it's guaranteed like triple DOTs on enemies. So very, very good there. Now, we don't even have, the Furis is equipped just in case I, for some reason lose my invis, my dog dies or something like that, or Buck goes down. It's just the Furis. It's just really, really good. It's good just to incinerate an enemy if they're there. Also, Amalgam Barrel Diffusion makes you have more quicker dodge speeds. That's pretty good. But it's basically a back weapon in case anything goes wrong. And hopefully nothing does go wrong. Secondary fortifiers, easy overguard too. For the melee, you don't even need a melee for this because you're gonna be invisible the whole time with the dog. But the Praedos will make you move faster. Just make sure you got the perks Drifting, Grace, and Evolved Ascension. The build is this will not even get used once. Like seriously, it won't even get equipped. Now, fun thing is now that since Jade can buff Operator Amps with her Deathbringer, I was thinking about using Vazarin for Void Cascade just to see. But for right now, I'm just gonna stick with Mana Ride because it's the best. As far as the dog build here, we can finally re-equip the stuff with the dog. This is my invisible dog, the Huras Kubrow Buck. And he's really good because this stalk ability lets you stay invisible while you cast abilities. And also, the dog will stay invisible while attacks enemies too. So it's probably one of the best DPS dogs you can get. As far as the mods on here, besides the invisibility ability, Fetch to pick up that loot, Mecha Recharge to make the Mecha set faster and also make the dog regen shields faster. Astro Bond, this allows the dog to kill Thrax Ghost. We can show that quickly here. But basically makes the dog do void damage, and it will mean it can kill Thrax Ghost in Void Cascade. And it can actually one-shot level 10,000 Thrax Ghost too if the AI is on your side. Prime Level Instinct to see that loot, and Resource Retriever to double that loot. Contagious Bond to make the dog AoE in 9 meters, and then also Mecha Recharge will make it AoE in 30 meters. Tenacious Bond to get some extra crit damage on our frame, which we don't even need, funny enough. And then for the build on the dog, like I was just showing, the dog is actually completely out of control, so you need to actually like hold it back sometimes. But here we are with the insane dog stats. Mecha Overdrive is going to give us that huge status chance. Bite will give you big crit chance, and also Hunter Synergy will give you big crit chance too. Call the Weak for Condition Overload, and Immunity Resist for status damage. It's only status damage. This will be a huge buff to its overall damage output. So that being said, let's go ahead and show this again in the sim now that the dog has been unchained and we can just, unleash the damage. So you might be thinking, or you might be saying, this doesn't look like you're really using the lasers very much. And I gotta tell you right now, guys, the lasers are just really slow. If you are even remotely into the meta of this game, like I can't even cast my abilities by the time the entire room is dead. So yeah, as far as the laser augment itself, it is good if you have the time to wait. But if you have any halfway decent guns, it's not worth waiting around for. But it is a unique, interesting playstyle. So yeah, you can see 2 billion damage hits pretty often with this augment in the right situation. So yeah, as far as my overall review on it, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give you my crash course opinion on this. So I think this augment actually needs a buff. I think that it has way too many things you need a mod for on it to make it actually good. So we're talking, and also by the way, the 8 laser limit cannot be altered. No matter what you do, it's an 8 laser limit, no matter what. So that unfortunate part aside, I think that like something it needs to like get buffed here. Like make them drop HP orbs on death. Make them drop energy orbs on death. If we're standing around waiting for these enemies to die to these Jade lasers, which will, it's a nice little backup damage, like a distract. They get stunned while they're getting Jade lasered too. I think it just needs a little bit more. We're modding for all these different things we're basically like doing a little dance to make the augment work better than it's supposed to, and we're not getting really rewarded with much. Like yeah, I can stay invisible and I can damage while I'm invisible, but the orb drops of these guys are like just normal. Like I'm basically just doing inferior gameplay just because it's a new augment and I'm trying it out. So I think I could use a little bit more of a buff. Maybe up the Jade laser amount. Maybe make it when you're above, 500% or 300% power strength or something like that. Like the Jade lasers can stack on top of each other to make the damage quicker. Because yeah, we're just faster than this augment is. Like this augment would be the most busted thing in the game in like 2020 Warframe. I mean, Jade in general would be busted in 2020 Warframe. But the 2025 Warframe, it's a fun little thing that's not meta, and it's cool. I like it. But, I mean, well, I'll have to try it. I have to try it in Void Cascade, to be honest. I know this could kill a level 10,000 Thrax, but do I have 8 seconds to wait for a level 10,000 Thrax to die? I don't think I do, especially when I kill level 10,000 Thrax in one bullet with some of my favorite loadouts. So, you guys let me know how you feel about this augment in the comments down below. How would you buff it? Do you think it needs a buff? If you do, what would you do to buff it? I'll be looking out for those comments. Maybe you think it's great. Like it's good for damage attenuation for sure. These lasers, they scale up more and more and more over time. And these, like I said, I've seen 2 billion damage on these before. So really powerful, but really slow. So I'll see you guys next one. Appreciate all the support. And yeah, expect some more frame and augment videos in the next couple of days, guys. Take it easy. Bye.